On April 25th of 2021, this individual became the oldest actor ever to receive an Oscar award. Simultaneously, he also became the first Oscar winner who is openly diagnosed with autism. Sir Anthony Hopkins was born in Port Talbot, Wales on December 31st, 1937. Anthony's childhood was less than spectacular, and the very little information people had on autism at the time didn't exactly help either. His classmates, teachers, and even his own parents never believed the boy could ever make something out of his life, seeing him as just a troublemaker or someone who was too stupid to understand anything. While Sir Hopkins wouldn't exactly put it like that, he did mention that he could never settle anywhere. He was troubled and caused trouble. He didn't go to parties and didn't have many friends. The one thing that gave him comfort during his rough childhood was his love for the arts. He enjoyed drawing, painting, playing the piano, and even took up some poetry, some of which he still enjoys today. For young Hopkins, it was fun and a means of escape to a special place where he can be himself. Aside from that, though, there was no sunshine or rainbows for little Anthony. That is, until one eventful day that would influence what direction his life would take. When he was 15 years old, the young boy would have a life-changing encounter with famous actor Richard Burton. He even managed to get his autograph, too. It was at this time that Anthony Hopkins knew precisely what he wanted to do. He wanted to get out there and become famous. How, you may ask? The same way Richard did, acting. Time passed from that day, and soon Anthony Hopkins enrolled in the Royal Welsh College of Music and Drama, and eventually graduated in 1957. Later, after 2 years of serving in the British military, he attended the Royal Academy of Dramatic Art in London, England. Here, Anthony was spotted by another famous individual, Sir Laurence Olivier. Sir Olivier was so impressed with Anthony's talent that in 1965, a short 2 years after Hopkins graduated from RADA, Sir Laurence invited the young graduate to join the Royal National Theatre, taking Anthony under his wing. So far, things are going pretty well for Anthony. But it was also around this time that other things began to happen in his life. Anthony did very well in the Royal National Theatre and landed some acting gigs here and there. During this time, he got married to Petronella Barker in September of 1966. However, things did not last in the relationship, and by 1972, the couple decided to get divorced. But this was only a portion of Anthony's hardships at that time. His other hardships included the consequences of his acting career and his alcoholism. You must understand that the acting business can be very stressful. There are high expectations, deadlines to meet, and profit margins to reach. Of course, Anthony's alcohol addiction wasn't doing him any favors. Around the 60s and early 70s, he became known for having moments of rage during productions, as well as walking out during performances without an explanation. It wasn't until 1975, when Hopkins woke up in a hospital bed, that he decided to stop drinking. For good, fearing this addiction would ultimately kill him one day. Thankfully, he has been sober ever since. From the moment he gave up the alcohol, Anthony's life began to look up. He moved on from the theater plays to the big screen, starring in movies such as A Bridge Too Far, War and Peace, The Lindbergh Kidnapping Case, as well as many other fine pieces of drama. Then along came the year 1991, when Anthony Hopkins shone in his iconic role of Hannibal Lecter in the cinematic classic, The Silence of the Lambs. His performance of the brilliant yet disturbing psychiatrist was so phenomenal that when the public thinks about The Silence of the Lambs, they immediately think Hannibal Lecter. And when you think Hannibal Lecter, you immediately think Anthony Hopkins. Certainly not an easy feat to achieve, even if you play one of the main characters. The following year, Anthony received his first Oscar for Best Actor in The Silence of the Lambs. And get this, the year after that, he was knighted by none other than the Queen of England, Queen Elizabeth II, for his services to the arts. Basically one of the greatest honors that any one person can receive. As time continued onward, he would go on to play in even more movies and TV series, such as King Lear, Fracture, the Marvel Thor movies, and even the popular sci-fi series Westworld. In describing his acting skills, Sir Anthony Hopkins commented in an interview, "I like to deconstruct, to pull a character apart, to work out what makes them tick, and my view will not be the same as everyone else." Thanks to his unique perspective, Anthony Hopkins always makes his presence known in the cinematic world. This year, he has received another Oscar for his role in The Father, making it his first Oscar since his autism reveal in 2017. Speaking of which, you're probably wondering, we're at the end of the video, how come we didn't mention his autism? Well, he didn't get the diagnosis until much later in his life. It's not clear if he credits his success to his autism, but at the very least, it did help him better understand why things were the way they were. So he can now feel at peace with the man he is today. A boy that started from poor beginnings with very few people believing in him, to a theater performer with a history of alcohol problems, all the way to being one of the most famous movie and TV show actors the world has ever known. Oh, look at that. It's time for dinner. I think I'll have a liver with some fava beans and a nice Chianti.